Hi, Anna. Hi, Muka. Hi, Dar's Cabins. Nicholas is driving me crazy. Hi, Whisper to Me. Hi, CYNT. Hi, Dalia. Hi, William. Hi, the Bryan Clan. Hey, Mary. Hi, Nanette. Hey, HRU. Hey, H Ruby Girl. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Patty and Jack. Hi, Shock. Hi, Pixie Sticks. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Lise. Hey, Barbara. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Deb on the Move. Hi, Alethea. Hi, Joe. Kano. Joe Kano, like volcano. What was that? Joe in the What was in the volcano? Joe in the volcano. It wasn't Joe in the volcano. What was it? And hi, Evie. Hi, Not That Nikki. Hi, Mandy. Hi, Nicole. Hi, Wilowick. Hi, Conchar. Hey, Isabel. Hi, Seaglass. Hi, Priscilla. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Justine. Hi, Teresa. You know, somewhere along the line, I missed what happened to Janelle's husband. Hi, Evie. Jimmy told me today. Jimmy told me today. Hi, Evie. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Mimi. Oh, we're riding in the car, and he goes, "There's something that happened with Janelle's husband." I said, "What happened to Janelle's husband?" You don't know what happened to Janelle's husband? I said, "No, I saw someone saying something about Janelle's husband, but I totally missed it." How do you know what happened to Janelle's husband? He goes, "Because I saw it on Facebook." Hey, Janelle, did you hear I'm talking about you? I didn't know what happened to your husband. Jimmy told me in the car today. I hope he's okay. That sounds scary. That's what I'm deathly afraid of going under anesthesia for. Do they know why it happened? He flatlined. He went in for the shoulder surgery, the same kind Jimmy had, and he flatlined, right? Is that what happened, Janelle? He flatlined? No, I missed. No, what happened to your husband, Janelle? Right? Yeah, okay. No, you didn't miss what happened to me, I'll tell you. Yeah, I could have been killed in the shed today. But, you know, he flatlined. And do they know why? I imagine. I can't. No. Danielle, I would have. The irony would have been that I don't know who would have come on to tell you that I was no longer here anymore. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay. It could have been really, really bad. I mean, like deadly bad. So, anyway, Jimmy has been. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you. Okay, sorry, Sakura. Okay, so Jimmy was taking apart the big shed, right? And he said that everything was fine with it. I don't know what he said. But this morning I went out to go and do that Dollar Tree and the rest of the stuff. Well, I couldn't have done the rest of the stuff because we went out, but I was going to do what I had, and I was going to do it on the table outside in the deck. And when I went outside in the deck, I saw that he had been pulling stuff out of the shed, and I got engrossed in that. I started to get involved in that, and then he said, "I'm going to go mow the lawn at the other house, the house that just showed you the inside, right? The other lake house, just right down there." I said, "Okay." While he was gone, I go into the big shed, right? And I'm looking through boxes and stuff, and then I'm like, "Oh, okay, I don't know, I found something. I said, I have to put this in the wash," or whatever the heck it was. I walk out of the shed. My foot literally goes out of the shed, and the entire roof collapses with big metal beams coming straight down. They would have got right through my neck. I would have been dead. It would have been like the scene and the Hand That Rocks the Cradle with the greenhouse almost, but with this shit, I would have been dead. I turned around and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I would be dead." And the thing is, He was down there on a tractor. He would not have come up for like another half an hour, for maybe 45 minutes. You know Jimmy, right? So I would have had absolutely zero chance. My kids were doing something. If they would have come out and seen me like that, that would have, I can't even believe it. So then finally, when I had to tell somebody, so I have Luke, and I said, come out here, look at this. Look what happened. I would have been killed. That big metal rod would, and he goes like this, God saved your life. That's exactly what he told me. He goes like this, God saved you. And I'm like, okay, yes. And I'm like, okay, I guess, yeah, right, definitely, yeah, saved me. But I'm like, and then, let's see, Jimmy comes back, and he goes, okay. I said, he goes, oh, don't make such a big deal, because I guess he felt like, don't make a huge deal about it. You didn't die. It didn't fall on you. I said, but I would have been dead. Okay. Because I think he felt guilty because he thought, I said, did you set that up for me like the hand that rocks the cradle? And he goes, no. I said, you sure? Yeah. And I said, do you know what would happen if somebody had to go on and tell everybody I was dead? And then they said, how did she die? She died in the shed. Wasn't she just covering the case of the woman that was killed in the shed? Yeah, she was. And I said, you know what they would think? And he goes, I know what they would think. They think that I did it. And I'd say, yeah. And they'd all say, see? We all thought that Jimmy was so good. Look, he killed Carolyn in that shed. He had it rigged up for her. And he goes, yeah. And you know what he said to me? He goes, yeah. And I had the perfect alibi because I was down at the other house mowing the lawn when it happened. And so I was like, yeah. And then they'd all suspect, yeah. I said it was terrible. They would say, you killed me. So, yeah, that was scary because, oh my gosh, yeah. Anyway, the perfect alibi. That was scary. What time did this happen? Let me see. It happened probably about early afternoon. It was after 12, but before 2, because we went out after that. And let's see, when we went out, it was like 3. So probably 1:30 or 2 o'clock. Jimmy took all the screws and everything out of it because he's finally trying to move it over to the platform. And then he says, oh, you must have been carrying something big out and you must have bumped one of the walls. So it probably wouldn't have collapsed on you when you were in there. You probably bumped one of the walls on your way out. Oh, it didn't hit me, Janelle. It collapsed right after I walked out of the shed. I heard this huge sound. I turn around, and the roof is down. Okay, Jimmy was taking apart the sheds to move them, but they were still assembled, right? So I guess, I don't know, he thought that the roof would be okay, and it came collapsing down. So I know, I told him that, Priscilla. I said, what if I had said, right, to Luke, come in here and help me get some stuff out, right? And then let's say he says I hit the wall on my way out. Well, what if I hit it on my way out and then Luke was still in there? I told him that was so dangerous. So now I said, that's it. You're going to call my cousin tomorrow and this is going over there because there's like nothing left in the shed. There's hardly anything in the shed. Whatever in the shed is like a few of those big totes or something. What? You Downs? Who the heck? The Moss? What? You Downs, the guy from 2020? It's a good thing I got my yoga swing out of there. I have no idea. What do you mean, you Downs? The man is 98? Okay, why are you looking up you Downs? How is he 98? You just remembered him? Okay. So, anyway. And then, what was I going to say? So, yeah, so that was fun. Hi, Adacor. Hi, Evie. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Danielle. Did I get you, Danielle? I don't even know who. Janelle's here again. Evelyn. Let's see. Kathy, Jenny. Priscilla. I think Jessica came in, right? Yeah, Jessica. And then, all right, that was Leaping Lizard. Hello. Pat L. Hello there, Pat L. I got your email. I just don't have time to return it yet. Nat, Peggy Sue, I got you. Tracy B. Why wouldn't I know Tracy B, right? Does sound fishy, Dip on the move? Yeah. But I said, wow, no, but see, the reason I don't think he would do that, because what about if the kids were, I'm like, that could have killed Luke or Ethan. Hey, Kathy. No, I don't have life insurance, you know? He tells me I should get it all the time. I say, no, that's okay. I just have it on you. That's all right. I have it on him. Not on trial. You'd all go as witnesses. I hope not, Deb. Yeah, I think so. And then I didn't want to go because there was like two sides of it. This is a big shed, so it was the entire middle section that fell down, and then the ends were still on. So I made him go under those ends and get me the boxes I needed to look through. I did avoid a big tragedy. My eyeball looks bad, Froggy Toad. Okay. Which one looks bad? Why does my eyeball look bad? Oh gosh. Okay. Oh, the shed roof collapsed the minute I walked out. One of my eyeballs, yes. One of my eyeballs. It looks bad. But now, Gumshoe Graham, she has this video. Well, she told me, my eyeballs are gorgeous. Thank you, Evie. That she has these videos, but Gumshoe Graham doesn't, she said she doesn't know how to edit really, to take things out and to get extraneous stuff out. So I said, well, I would, yeah, I look like I got a haircut. No, I almost got a head cut off. But what'd she say? But you know what? I don't think I ever went over, because it was a lovely call from April, But I don't think I ever went over what happened in court, or did I yesterday? I don't think I ever did. We just started talking about, when April called, we started talking about the case, but then actually never really went over what happened, right? Did we go over? I don't even know anymore. I didn't. Okay. I didn't. All right. So good. All right. So let's see what happened here. I didn't get to, did anybody else get to listen to that cheating reference in the, oh, now I've got a fly in here. This is wonderful. Did that, oh my gosh, I felt like that was, no, what the heck is it? No, it's a piece of hair on my glasses. Okay, never mind. Bigger, no, I've got two huge sheds. It's just, they have to get moved off the deck. For my tying gumshoe, I won't apologize for my tying anymore, as it's endless. You must all be used to it by now, but sorry. For my tying? Priscilla, I'm lost there. And it definitely sounds like that. Okay. I took the day off. Oh, you took the... I didn't go to Dollar Tree today. We ended... Okay. Oh, let me tell you what we did today. You remember I told you that lady came and she asked for 2 car seats, and Jimmy was all upset that he didn't get to clean them or whatever the heck it was. You know why I think the lady came for... Does anybody have an idea why she came for the 2 car seats? Yesterday, Jimmy goes to me, hey, look at this. Do you ever go to USA Today? I go, no. He goes, I go to it several times a day. I'm like, good for you, right? So then he goes, you know what? I said, what? He goes, Walmart. He said, there's an article. It says, do you have a car seat? Does it have milk stains? Does it have dog hair? Does it have Cheerios embedded in the seats? Does it, and I guess it went on. And it said, bring him into Walmart. Walmart is recycling the car seats. And you bring them a car seat, and they will give you $30 per car seat. They don't care if the car seats are expired. They don't care if the car seats look like they've been run over. They don't care at all, right? So I go, oh, okay, that's probably why she wanted them. So he goes, we still have about 4 more, like of the real... The really, really, the good ones in the boxes and everything that I would get sent as a blogger that my kids had like new car seats like every 2 months. Okay, I swear to you. Oh my gosh. But then, then I had such a surplus. I sold them. Some of, so we sold like, I don't know how many last fall for really good deals for people. But then a couple of them had, this couple she got, they were pretty good, but you just had to dust them off. But then we had some that were in the shed. One was in a Britax car seat bag with wheels, so that was in pretty good condition. But he said, why don't we just bring them in? Because those ones are probably expired or something. So I said, well, that's good, because we were just going to probably just throw them away anyway. So we went to Walmart, and we thought we'd be in and out, and there was a guy behind me. Everybody was bringing seats in. Okay, because it was $60 a person if you're bringing in seats. Okay, I guarantee you, it was supposed to last. Listen to this one. It was supposed to last till the end of September, but she said on USA Today, Walmart has never seen such a response to this, or that they had given out, I don't know how many millions of dollars, that they had to say it stops today. Right, I know. You see, I know, whispered to me. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know about it. He found it somewhere. It didn't matter. You could bring them in. They could have been cut. You should see some of the ones coming in. Anyway, so we went there specifically to do that. And then listen to what happened. Just, you can't even imagine, right? He goes to me. We got 2 separate carts. So I'm behind with the kids. He gets in right away. And then the other lady over here says, I'll take you, right? I'm in and out. She gives me the gift card. I'm gone. I'm looking at him and I see the lady like, I don't know what the hell she was doing, right? She's taking his license and she's like, I don't know why. Why isn't this working, right? And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so I figure, okay, I got the gift. So I go, I'm going to go on ahead and just get a few things, right? So I saw the milk crates on sale. I started picking them up. I picked up another few things, and he said, let's get back early because we had a lot to do. I was ready to go back early. I wanted my bike ride, everything. So I picked up, and I'm like, where is he? Where is he? So the kids and I go back up to customer service. No, we didn't go to customer service. Hold on a minute. We're shopping around. And now I'm like, where is he? Ethan, call him and see where he is. So he's like, okay. And he's like, uh-oh, he can't answer the phone because he's on the phone with somebody. But he's saying that, hold on, he's saying that he has to call the refund department because, so I'm like, what? So I go flying up there. And he goes, the lady put his, I don't know what she did, because he hasn't made any returns at Walmart in forever, in a day, right? Because she was having so many problems with running the card through, and then the gift card that she had to put the money on, and she was scanning his license each time, it started to show up in the system that he was making all these returns. So it said he had to wait a certain amount. I said, oh, you have got to be kidding me, right? Are you kidding me? He's like, no, I'm on the phone with these people. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep shopping, right? And I said, you want me to talk to them? He said, no. I said, okay, don't leave here, because they already took the seats and everything. I said, do not leave here without getting it, because that's a bunch of crap. They're lying, right? Yes, 2 per person, and Walmart was giving out per seat. I missed. Oh, yeah, Frugal Mom. But then I said to Jimmy, people were probably, like, if you could buy a seat for $10 or $20, like somewhere there, they were probably just going in there. It's crazy. Anyway, so I'm going around. Literally, it took him about another hour. And then finally, he came out, and I said, tell me you got the thing after all of that. And he goes, yeah, I got it. And I'm like, okay, good. Why do you have to have return restrictions? Because, Priscilla, the reason they do that is if you don't have a receipt, and this had nothing to do with this wasn't even a return, okay? But this is why it was so crazy. But if, let's say you go to Walmart and you don't have a receipt, and you keep consistently doing that, going there, and I don't have a receipt, going there, I don't have a receipt, you only get a certain amount of times to do that within a time range, because you could be stealing the stuff. They don't know where the stuff is coming from, right? So without a receipt, you're only allowed to do it a certain amount of times per, I think it's month. But thankfully we got that done, but it held us up, okay? And then, oh my gosh, you should have seen this. We had to get, Luke and Jimmy were starving like women on diet pills. I'm telling you. Luke is like, oh, you said 2 things. I'm like, I'm ready to go. And then, oh my gosh. And then Jimmy just like, he's starving to death. So we had to go get something to eat. And then, of course, by the time we got home, it was dark. So tomorrow we have to start early on these things. Means something. I always think it's like, oh my gosh, it drives me crazy. But he didn't return anything, Kathy. It was just bogus because the woman kept scanning the card and it wasn't even a return. And you should see, I was taken care of and in and out in like less than 2 minutes. I don't know. Very crazy. Okay. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So when we last left off, I was in the middle of, remember I was in the middle of that Todd, and I didn't finish Todd with the, so I'm still on, I'm going to finish Todd with the defense. So family meals every night. Yes, we had family meals almost every night. And then he said Amy wanted to quit her job and be a stay-at-home mom. And that he built the first hog barn because she wanted to come home and be a stay-at-home mom, right? So what a good guy he is. He's going to say, okay, you could stay at home, then follow your dreams, and we'll go into hog farming and we'll build a hog barn, okay? And then he started to sell these chemicals because he could make even more money if he was selling chemicals. And then what did Amy do? He said, well, Amy built a system on the computer for selling the chemicals, then you know what helped out there. And then in 2016, did you buy something else? Yes, they bought another farm with his dad and his brother at an auction. So now they had, you know, more to take care of. But they had nice timbers. What do they say, nice timbers? That wooded land is that what they call like wooded land out there? They call it timber? Like, don't go too far into the timber, kids, instead of the forest or they call it timber out there in Iowa. Who's in Iowa? Not that Nikki, you're in Iowa, aren't you? They call it timber out there? Nobody's answering. The chat's not moving. What happened? Am I off the air? We called it the woods. We call it the woods too. Who calls it timber? Where's not that Nikki? No, she said it too. She said, if I ever go missing, look for me in the timber that we just bought. You think they say it if they consider it a product? Oh, like okay. But I don't know about timber. Okay, you say the woods. All right, yeah, well, that's timber. All right. And I've got a stupid fly in here now. It's going to drive me insane. Okay, so they bought that, and then he said he had nice timber there, and then acres and acres of what you would call grass. Hi, J-Bells. And then they had a nice recreation ground and work ground at this new farm that they bought, right? And on the timber side, this is what he said, on the timber side, there was an old pond that they redid. How do you redo a pond? What do you do to redo a pond? Dig it out more, filter it? What's the redoing of a pond? You add water. You drain it. Oh, yeah, that's what he said. They had an old pond that they redid. Mm-hmm. Yep. They redid it, and they planted trees on it. Mm-hmm. Now, and then they had plans to build a log cabin there. You put clay in the bottom of it? Why, Tracy? Why do you put clay on the bottom of it? Clay? What do you mean by clay? Put gravel in it. To keep it from draining. I didn't know you put clay in it. You mean like gray clay that you sculpt? Or are you thinking that they made it concrete like a pool? Is it the bottom of the pond would be swampy? So keep it from draining like a liner. It's not a fish tank. Clay like dirt. Okay, I don't know. That's weird. Because of the bacteria. My friend is, you know what happens in the lake? If you go down and pull rocks out really deep, you'll get that gray clay that we used to go down and dive for, and then you could take it out. We used to mold things with it. It's real clay. He had to find a cement pond. Clay method keeps... Okay, I don't know anything about that. They probably made it bigger. Okay, Dalia. Okay, so they redid the pond. They built... You lined your pond with thick plastic? Oh, is it like a... Oh, that's like a little koi pond, Sakura? That I know. But I think he means like this is like a big... Like a swimming pond. Because remember he said the buoyancy stuff, they're out swimming in the pond? They're swimming in the pond. So this, I think, is a big kind of pond. Maybe it had all that green sludgy stuff on it. I don't know what he did. They did something. They redid it and... Okay, so they redid it. They built trees. They had plans to build a log cabin, right? And you also had partial ownership at another site. Yes, I don't know how they work this land. They didn't have any farm hands. That's pretty amazing that there's no farm hands, right? Okay. And let's see. So February 2018, you had a transfer of ownership where they lived... I guess it was in the name of his parents, and it was transferred to Amy and to Todd, which is odd. I thought that was a little odd because I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. This is February, right? February of 2018. He must, and no one must have, had any inkling that and Amy wasn't having an affair in February of 2018, okay? They must have been really very convinced that she was staying, because if his parents transferred over the deed to them, no, but this I'm surprised they did not harp more on this. The defense missed this. They really did. They asked him about this, but they did not express the importance of this as I would have done in the closing or anything else. No, but it's good to see Danielle. Okay. Let's say I owned a farm, right? And then my son and my daughter-in-law live on that farm. They're working that farm. If I thought my daughter-in-law was going to leave my son or that she couldn't be trusted, I wouldn't say, hey, you know what? Why don't we turn over that farm and give it to them? No. I would do two things if I didn't trust her, okay? I would keep it the way it was and tell my son, don't worry about it. I'll take care. It's in my will that you'll get it, whatever. Or we'll do it later once we see that she's going to really stay. Or, they could just give it to him. Like, okay, if it's an inheritance and it's given just to him, she really has no right to it, even if they are married. You know that, right? Because if something happens, then she doesn't get half of that. Okay, because that's an inheritance. So, I wouldn't have turned it over to them. So they must have felt very secure that even though she had that affair 5 years ago, that all was good across the board. Right? Because who in their right mind would say, hey, we think she's going to leave him. We think she's with someone else. And, well, let's just give her the farm. And even non-inheritance, you can always get legal document to make sure she didn't get any. Right. But no, everybody said he was so afraid of losing the farm, remember? That he worked so hard for. But if it was in his parents' name, why would they give it to him? It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. There's something that's not right there. Something's weird there, really weird there. Because then that would stop everything, right? So, but nobody, the defense didn't stay. Okay, whatever. Nobody. Okay. Anyway, so it transferred then, and then what did they went to the spring of 2013, and they were gutting and redoing the house in 2013, right? And this is when she had that affair. So he thought everything was good. They were gutting and redoing the house, and things were going well. And then he found out she had the affair. They went to counseling, and then during counseling, she decided she wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and she seemed overwhelmingly happy. She loved it. Those are Todd's words. She seemed overwhelmingly happy. She loved it. No, the purchase is something else. The purchase is he bought another farm in 2016 with his dad and his brother at auction. Okay. So let's go to this one. Summer of 2018. Did you have any concerns about your marriage? No concerns at all about the marriage. Summer of 2018, he says. No, nothing. You hate that? He says, yeah. So then, what kind of outside interest did she have? Oh, she loved the pork producers. What is the pork producers? It must be some kind of club about the pigs or something, or people that raise pigs. The pork producers? Okay. And then she was on the volunteer EMS. She liked that. And she loved to play golf. Okay. And then the defense says, and didn't she take a houseboat trip? Oh, yes, she did. And didn't she take a trip to Alaska? She did. And who went on that with her? Oh, her mom, her stepdad, and Tristan. Oh, and they went to Alaska. Okay. And then, didn't they go to Florida in, what was it, June of 2018. She went to Florida. And who'd she go with? Oh, she went with Taylor. Yeah, she went with Taylor, and because Taylor had the tumbling nationals. So she went with Taylor. And then Amy's mom, she would make regular visits over there. And he said, well, yeah, she did. Did she take the kids? Well, she used to when they were young, but when they got older, she didn't really take them. But sometimes Taylor or Wyatt would go. And then other times she would be going with Taylor to the tumbling, I guess, competitions or whatever you call them. And she would coordinate that with a visit with her mother. Okay. Now, let's see. And then she went on other trips with Taylor, wherever the tumbling took them. So all these trips, you didn't go on any of these trips, correct? No. Okay. And you were comfortable with her going on these trips without you? And he said, yes, I encouraged her to go. Okay. So in 2018, with this thing about Jerry, after you talked, did you continue to have a relationship with him? Oh, yes, we did. Okay, and you got along with him? Oh, yeah, yep. That we had a regular, we had a regular relationship after that. It didn't change. We would talk about things. Okay, all right. And then he said, well, then what happened? What prompted you to call him in the first place? Oh, because there was a lot of text messages between her and Jerry, and it didn't seem right. And so he said, didn't Amy and Jerry, they had some legitimate reasons to communicate, didn't they? And he said, yes, they did, but this seemed like a lot. It was an overwhelming amount there. So you contacted Jerry, and what did he tell you? And he said, well, he told me that, no, you have no reason. All we're talking about is showing pigs, my show pigs, getting the kids into showing pigs, talking about the kids in sports. His daughter does the tumbling too. That's all he said. It was nothing more than that. So he assured you, he guaranteed you that it was nothing? Yes. Okay. But then you were just a tad bit unsure, right? Yeah, just a tad bit. So what did you do? He said he called Eileen, and then he texted Terry. And Eileen said if it was her, she would call his wife. And so he called Randy, that's her stepfather, to ask him what he would do. And Randy said, I don't know. So, he decided to call the wife. And she sounded curious, and she said she'd look into it, but that really put it to rest for Todd. After talking to them, they sounded convincing that nothing was going on. And, he told them, let's just try to not text so much, right? Keep it, let's not go overboard with that. And he called then Jerry and the wife and apologized to them for interfering in their lives. Okay? And you still continued to deal with Jerry, yes. And you talked to Jerry about other things other than just we talked about sport, we talked about just show pigs, right? Yeah, we had good. Okay. So then he said, Todd, from when Amy contacted you at the end of August about the rumors, what happened? And he said, well, she said, this is what he says that Amy said. Terry let me know rumors are flying around, and that Amy was concerned with who could have started this. But she said, I just want you to know, Todd, there's these rumors flying around. And he said, this is what he said, for crying out loud. But then he thought about it for a couple of days, and he just thought, it's just rumors. It's nothing. It's all right. And then Amy's grandmother died. After she fell and broke her hip, she got sick. She died in Eldora. And did you attend the grandmother's wake and funeral? And he said yes. And did you meet Patricia? That was her friend there. Yes, he did. And then Amy was gone a lot. He said due to the grandmother? Yes. Okay. Were the kids with her? No. Was there another health issue in her family? And he said, yeah, they were at a football game, and Randy called, her stepdad, and he said that the uncle had a brain bleed, Uncle Jerry. His name was ironically Jerry. And Jerry ended up, they thought they were going to lose him at one point, but he had quite a lengthy stay. Didn't know if he was going to make it. Stayed a long time in the hospital and in recovery. And that was in Des Moines. And she was gone, Amy was gone close to 30 days within 2 months. Oh, she was gone almost a month, right? Yeah. Was she taking the kids with her? No. Mm-mm. Was her absence a concern? He said, well, not at first, but what, Todd? It was dragging on. You had the kids. You didn't have anybody to share the load. You had a lot going on. It was harvest, okay? Harvest was starting. The kids were in sports that he had to shuffle back and forth to. They had activities, okay? And so did you discuss it with her that this is a lot of time away from the farm? He said, yeah, I mentioned it, but I didn't press it. Okay. And there were texts between you and Terry about this, correct? Yes. And you said basically you were swamped and wanted some suggestions? Yeah. Okay. Are you aware that Amy had a run-in with your mother about this? And he said yes. She went to pick up Wyatt at his mother's, and Amy called Todd to say that your mom blew up at me and said I'm a bad mom. And so what did you do? He called his mother and he said, you cannot talk to Amy like this. You can't do this. So you stuck up for Amy? He said, yes, I did. And then they said, did you send a text to Tristan and say that Amy was crazy? No. Did you send a text to Eileen about the fight? The words with the mom? Yes. But you stuck up for your mom. Yeah. I mean, for your wife. He told his mother there was no reason to be, but she had to be understanding. There was no reason for her to blow up like that. And up until the conversation with Jerry, where you had that, did you have any reason to think she was having an affair? And he said no. And let's see. He thought she was acting the way she was because she was overwhelmed and concerned for her family. And then she was bleeding abnormally too. So you were researching menopause? Yes. And you thought it had to do with her mood swings and the bleeding and everything? He said, yeah, well, that's what came up, was menopause. That's why. Okay. And the iPad, you use it on the farm? Yes. Does anyone else use it? He said, yes, Amy uses it. She downloads chemical bills. She researches price quotes. Mike uses it. His nephew, I think, uses it. Did everybody know the password? Yes, everyone knew the password. Okay, and then he asks them, is it possible to go on that iPad and go on, sign into another Google Gmail account? Yes. He said, did Amy go on there and sometimes look at clothing? And he says, I don't know, I guess. But then he says, did you ever look at Pinterest? Do you even know what Pinterest is? No, he didn't even know what Pinterest is, he said. But you did look at things like in that printout, he said. Some of those things were yours, right? Yes. Okay. And then he says when the investigator said that some of these searches for cheating wives, did you do them? Nope. Do you have any idea who might have done them? No. And then, let's see. Did you ever, look up things on the computer with Amy? Oh, yeah, he did. He said they looked up things, if they saw a movie, like they like to watch a lot of History Channel stuff. So they would, it would make them want to look stuff up. So they both sat there and they looked stuff up. Okay, so in January of 2018, did you search for anything about keeping your son from becoming a pussy? No, I did not. Okay. Well, what do you think happened there? He said, well, I think about that time some kid was taking money from Wyatt in school, and Amy and him discussed how they could, Amy and Todd discussed how they could get Wyatt to stand up for himself. Okay, so you think Amy might have searched that, right? Yeah. And then Tristan, did you tell Tristan to quit band because it was for pussies? No, he quit on his own. Oh, he quit on his own. Did he do anything? Oh, yeah, he played football. He loved football. He loves football. Okay. And then, let's see. There was the Pornhub stuff, right? Yeah. Well, what happened there? Well, what is Pornhub? Well, it's adult videos. Yeah. And who was searching for that stuff? Both Amy and he were searching for that, right? Why? Well, I'm not 25, and if she wants to make an hour out of it, well, we needed some outside help. It's kind of embarrassing, but we did. Yes. Okay. And then, did you do a search on November 6th for body organs, maps, and diagrams? Yeah, an hour. And he says, yes, I did, because Taylor was asking so many questions about her mother's surgery. And, I wanted to show her. I thought that was easy. She had so many questions. Okay. And what about the time of these searches? Do you understand that there's something about this TC. So it's not really 1:48 a.m. when that search is done, and it's really earlier in the evening. Yes. And does that make sense to you? Oh, yes, it does. Okay. And then what about the searches about starving and drowning and freezing and floating? What about that? He said, well, the floating ones, oh, that was about, we were in the pond, and I sink like a rock, right? He said, so yeah, we were just talking about buoyancy, why, one kid can float better than the other kid, and how some people just sink. That's what all that was about. Yeah, we were just looking that up. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then what about these chest wounds, sucking chest wounds and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. That was Taylor. Yeah. Yep. Because it was a hunter education program she was taking. Oh, really? Yeah. But like I said, either they checked or they didn't check this curriculum because they said it was online. I don't know. So anyway, the Google account, I don't know why they didn't check the curriculum. Hunter Ed course online. Okay. What was the name of it? To see if those are really things that they would have looked up. Now, the only thing I can think of is, one or the other had to look it up. I mean, could the prosecution have looked it up and saw that all these things would have been legitimate and didn't want to bring it up? But then wouldn't the defense have looked it up and would have pulled that up and said, look, here's the curriculum. This is absolutely what they would have looked up. So I don't know why no one did that. Anyway. Okay, so then they go to the Google account, Todd's email, and let's see. Last entry date is, the last entry date on that is 11/16. So he has him look through some of this stuff, and he wants him to look up, look here, this is your email, but it says July 17th, wedding dresses. Did you ever search for wedding dresses? No, I never searched for that. Okay. And then go to the next one. It would be July 3rd of 2018. Ohana tattoo. Did you ever search for that? No. Okay. Did you ever hear of that? No, not until the day of the trial. When Patricia came, Patricia and Amy were going to get those. Right, I call her PK. Oh, you call her PK? Why do you call her PK? Oh, because Amy called her PK. Okay. And then, let's see here. I wanted to... Pinterest, did you search around for that? No. You have any idea what Pinterest is? No idea. Nothing. Okay, and the DNA testing without consent possible? DNA testing without the father knowing? Did you do those? No. Okay. And did Amy discuss any concern or any... I don't know why I have that, projects or whatever, but he said no, whatever the heck that was. On 7/15/2018, did you search for Zales? No. What about Kay's jewelry? No, nope. Hotels in Newton, summer of 2018? No, I've never searched for hotels online, never. No. Okay, so based on the Google summary, do you agree with the investigator that it was only you that was doing these searches? No, I disagree. Okay. Let's see here. What's this one? Okay, so he went in that when Tristan took the stand, is that pretty much what happened that day, that 11:10? Yes. So you got up, you hung out for like 10 or 15 minutes, he said. He was really tired. But he got dressed. They took the truck with Tristan. He went to the east site. He was there only briefly. He stopped to talk to his brother Mike, and Mike told him that his son, Todd's nephew, had went out to do the work, but the ground was frozen. So with the piglets coming in next week, he thought it's best if they just go back and get those hogborns together. So they went back home. He ate some breakfast. He was talking. The kids were around, but Amy was doing a puzzle by herself. And he said, well, we're going to get that hog building ready. And Amy said that something about Randy and Peg and the Thanksgiving plans, because, that was really important to them. And then the hog barn business was being discussed, and Amy mentioned, that she was feeling a little cooped up and she'd like to come out and help. So, that you could come out and clean the light fixtures. So that's good. Okay, she had the medical procedure, though, on the 6th? Yeah. And Terry described it pretty accurately, correct? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you took her to that? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, but it was an outpatient, and he acted like he didn't even know what outpatient meant. She didn't stay overnight, right? Right. No, she didn't stay overnight. Okay. All right. And 11:06 to 11:10, what was she doing? He said, well, she was mainly staying in the house, and she was really feeling cooped up. Okay. So 24/7 in the house then. All right. And, if you're okay to work, yeah, we could use the help. So did you all go out together? And he said, no, Tristan and I went out together because she was still in her pajamas. So she had to go get dressed. Any of the notebooks? What notebooks and pens? Okay, so 9 to 9:30, he went that was about the time he went out to the barn. Okay, and did Tristan give us an accurate description of what you guys did out there? He said, yeah, a few things were off, but mostly it's the same. Okay, so he was getting the heaters, right, Tristan? Yeah. And Amy was doing these lights? Yeah. And you were putting down these nipple feeders, right? Yeah, I was putting down the nipple feeders. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then, what did you know? Did you notice something about Amy? Yeah, I noticed something. Every time she kept getting down off that 5-gallon bucket, she'd kind of like brace herself on the fence, Okay, so either Tristan asked or I asked, hey, are you okay, Mom? And she said, I'm feeling a little dizzy and lightheaded, but I'm fine, I can keep going, okay? And you had further concerns about it? Yeah, I did, because I kept seeing this thing, so you would ask her? Yeah, every so often, and then she'd say, I'm dizzy, but I'm okay, and he says, it ain't that bad. Okay, she wanted to help. She didn't want to feel worthless. Mm-mm. So at some point, she did agree to leave the hog barn? Yeah. Both Tristan and I were concerned she was going to get hurt. She was going to get hurt, all right. Okay, so then you told her what about the pet carrier? Yeah. I mean, she didn't want to go at first. She didn't want to leave. And I told her, hey, you know what? You want to help us out? Why don't you go get that pet carrier and so we can get those kittens so they don't get run over when we have to take the forklift and stuff out. All right. So what were you going to do with those kittens? He said, well, we were going to take them out so we could get the machinery out without running them over. All right. And you talk about the boots in the hog barns? And he said, yeah, we do that so we don't carry disease. So we take our work boots off in the shop and we put these slip-on boots on for the hog buildings. Okay. And so Amy is just going to go get this carrier. She's going to put it out there by the shop. And then she's going to go into the house, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what happens. Okay. And did Tristan step out? Well, yeah, I just saw him go quickly, he would grab a drink. Was he gone long? No. And he said he was only gone about 2 times for a drink. Is that accurate? Yeah. How long do you think he was gone? Not long, like a matter of seconds. Okay. Did you ever leave? No. Okay. How long were you working? Oh, I don't know, about an hour and 15 minutes, I'd say. Okay. And what made you stop? Well, we were done. I mean, I said, we'll go grab some lunch and then we'll do the other barn. Okay. So what'd you do next? We cleaned up in the shop. We changed our boots. And we're standing there and we looked out the window and we didn't see the pet carrier. Okay. And so you had like a conversation with Tristan? Yeah. And he said, you want me to go check, Dad? And so I was like, all right, I'm going to finish washing up here. Because I wasn't finished washing up and changing my boots. So Tristan went out there. Okay. And so then you heard Tristan yell and you went running over? Well, the second time I heard him yell. Oh, the second time? Yeah. And then the first time he was standing there, he said, but the second time he was yelling out of the opening. And then he was standing outside the door and he was saying something about Mom. But he was kind of speechless. So I stepped in and I looked at Tristan and then I saw Amy hunched up, leaning against the door. And I dove down by her. And I put my head down there. I was yelling, trying to get her attention. But there was no response. Okay? So I knew I had to get her help, right? I had to get her to the hospital. Something was wrong. So I tried to lift her up under her arms. But that corn rake that was sticking out of her back, that handle kept hitting those chemical totes. And so I'm like, wow, I'm never going to get her out of here with that corn rake like that. So I kind of bent down and I just took it and I pulled it out of her and I threw it in the corner. Okay. So then what'd you do? Well, I tried to pick her up under her arms till I can get her out of there, and then I tried to maneuver, carry her. She was like a wet noodle. It was really, really difficult to hold her. Okay. And then Tristan was getting the truck? Yeah. Okay. And then you had him sit in the seat and you put her on him upright there? Yeah. And then you closed the door and you took off and you started calling 911? Yeah. Well, why didn't you just call 911 there? Oh, because you see, I'm a doer. I'm a doer, like a truth teller, like Chris Watts. He's the doer. And he just had to do something. He just couldn't stand around and wait. Okay? So as soon as he got in the truck, he went and he's calling 911. He's driving to this hospital. Did the deputies accurately describe mom hyped up. Oh, describe how you were let me see, your demeanor, I think they said, and he said, I was hyped up. Yeah, I was hyped up. So they said you were excited. Yeah, I know, they said I was excited, but I had an adrenaline rush. It took over. And yeah, and I mean, that was just adrenaline rush. That's why I seemed hyper or hyped up. So they took over with the chest compressions and the CPR, and Tristan, at your request, you had this Michael take him back to the house at some point? Yeah. Everyone started to show up at once, and, well, you know, we had to get Tristan away. The EMT said to me, go comfort your son. And then I told Michael to take Tristan, because then I thought, oh my gosh, the other kids are home alone. So I called his mom so she could go get them and be with them. And then, let's see. So after this happened and Amy died, they told you that she died. You talked to the police then? Yeah. And then what happened? He said, well, I tried to make things normal. I mean, we had to get arrangements made and her wake and her funeral, and I looked up songs. To play for that. And, you know, I heard rumors around people. They were saying that I killed Amy, he said. But he tried to get the kids back in school and get on a normal routine to help them. And let's see. They say in these interviews that you had that you never denied killing Amy. Did you deny it? Yes, I did. Okay, and do you feel that this investigator let you get a word in? No, he didn't let me get 2 words in. I could never get a word in. He just talked over me. Okay. And the deputy said he checked the cameras. Yes. Did you know they were not working? No, I didn't. Okay. And did the cats sit in that window? Oh, yeah, the cats sat in that window. You see, it gets cold and the sun comes in and the cats just gravitate towards that sun, towards that heat. Okay. So one camera was not taping from October 29th through November 11th. Is that right? No activity. Did you? He said, well, when I went to check, somebody in the family mentioned it to him. So he went to check on the 11th, and he noticed that, well, nothing was working, but the antennas were all down, so he just put them up. So he never looked to see when it stopped. What if it had just stopped that morning? He never checked the DVR. That doesn't make any sense. And they didn't bring that up either. Okay. So you didn't check to see if there was no, there's nothing to check. The antennas were down. Okay. All right. And then there's no use looking, he said. No use looking. Now, you made a comment, they said, that you wanted to talk to Tristan, but you never got a chance to talk to Tristan, right? Before he talked to the deputies and everybody. You never got a chance. And he said, no, he never got a chance. People came, and then by the time Luke Thompson talked to Tristan, you were not present, right? No. Okay. And then they ended with, Todd, did you ambush your wife and brutally beat her and chop her up with the fork? No, I did not. That's an easy way for Todd to lie, because nobody chopped her up. Her body was in one piece. Do you think he chose those words so that Todd would be very convincing? Because nobody chopped her up. That's what he said. Todd, did you ambush your wife and brutally beat her and chop her up with a fork? No, I did not. But I think that was intentional, because nobody did it. So, you know what I mean? Nobody did it. So he could easily sound pretty convincing, because no, he didn't do that. Hi, Sassy Darcy. And I just can't believe they didn't say, well, nobody chopped her up with a fork. Okay. So the cross-examination, they just went through his, the whole early life on the farm, and they went over when he got the land, blah, 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 blah. Hold on a sec. When he was married, and that's Todd. Okay, I moved my... Well, I think I moved them here. Okay, so she went over the farm purchase and the relation of the brothers' farms, like where they were, okay, all within about 3 miles, Todd. They all farmed together, yes. You continued to purchase land? Yes. Okay. And you considered it, your livelihood? Yes. And it consumed a lot of your time, that farming, didn't it? Yeah. And you got new hog barns? Yes, right. You did. Put the second in 2014, he said. And then, did your brothers have hog barns as well? He said, let's see. Pat didn't, but his dad did. And you love being a farmer, don't you? Yes. And you loved that Tristan was getting into farming, didn't you? Yeah, he had more interest. Yeah. Okay, and the only people that worked on your farm were you, Amy, the kids, your brothers, correct? Yes. No hired workers, right? No, none. Okay, and farming was your legacy, right? You were going to leave that for your children. He said, well, if they wanted to go into farming, but you were excited that Tristan wanted to be a farmer. Yeah, if he wants to be. Okay, and in 2004, that's when Amy and you got married, right? Right. And Amy's part of your family trust? Yes, and then she said, you have a Gleamer combine? Yes. You have tractors? You go hunting and fishing? Yeah. Okay, and back when this happened, you had a flip phone? Yeah. You had no internet access on that flip phone. That's correct. But Amy had a smartphone, right? Yep. And the kids had track phones? Yeah. So after the first affair, when she was working at the hospital, it was Amy's decision to stop working and be a stay-at-home mom? Yes. Yeah, she was happy to be at home with Wyatt. He was about 3 when she stopped working. Okay. And Amy would go golfing and shopping, etc., right, you said? Yes. And you encouraged her because you said it made you happy, right? Yeah. Okay. And she met that person at the hospital, right? Yes. But you said you have this picture-perfect open relationship, don't you? Yeah. But you never talked about how she met him? No, through the hospital. But you never talked it? No. He didn't want to talk about, but you had an open relationship, right? You talked about... Okay, so she hammered that for a little bit. And then on the day of Amy's murder, you were doing chores off-site and you came back, right? Amy was doing that puzzle. She had plans to go shopping with Taylor for snow boots. And you and Tristan went out first. Amy came out to help. Amy got dizzy. Okay. Tristan and you were concerned. You didn't want anything to happen to her. And then you asked her if she wanted to stay. And then you see her again a couple of times. She's dizzy. So you tell her to go to the house. But then you ask her to go get the pet carrier. And Tristan asked, he said, I think Tristan asked her to get the pet carrier. Yesterday you said he asked, then it went back and forth. Who asked, right? Okay. So, but you heard Tristan say it's 15 pounds, right? Okay. And Amy's found on her hands and knees with a corn rake sticking out of her back, correct? Yes. And then she went over the path. There's an auger there. And then you make a right. And then there's chemical totes on the left. There's junk and jugs. After that, the pet carrier's on your left, correct? Yes. So there's items on both sides. There's not a huge passageway. And he says, well, it depends on where you are. So it could be 5 to 6 feet at certain parts. Okay, but that's where the pet carrier is, right? And you know the procedure that she had done. You signed the discharge. And you know that she's not supposed to lift anything over 10 pounds. But you thought to send her out of there and get that through that narrow passage. Okay. And you knew where that stuff was. You know where stuff is on your property, correct? Okay, so later when you and Tris are in the hog barn, after about an hour, since you've seen Amy, who says the pet carrier's not there? He says, me, I think. And you said, Tristan said, I will check. But why didn't he go into the house if it's been 1 hour? Because you told her it's fine to go into the house if she can't get it. So he says, well, then Tristan had to go get it. then. That's why he went in the shed. Okay. But you heard him yell a second time, and then you see your wife on the ground in the position, hunched. What was it, like a fetal position where her hands down? He says, I'm not sure I remember. But you remember she had the corn rake, and you have a phone, right? You had a phone with you? Yes. Right? But you don't call 911. You try and pick her up. And then you pull the rake out of her. And he says, yes. And then she said, let's see here. You pulled her away from the door. He said he had his hand on her face, and he pulled her over, but the handle kept coming into contact with the chemical totes. So you had to manipulate that, right? You had to manipulate that corn rake right out of her, and that was hard. You had to pull it, and no, it just pulled straight, came right out. Oh, it just came right out, he said. I just threw it to the side, and I tried to pick her up under her arms, and her body makes contact with what? Your chest? Yes. Okay. And it's like a big bear hug that you're holding her? Yeah. But you don't call 911 or get Tristan to call, but you tell him to get the truck. Right? Yeah. Okay, you tell him to get it, and you're getting her out of the shed. And did he drive it right on up to the shed? And he said, no. It's a U-shaped driveway. There's a small driveway. It was about 30 to 40 feet away. Okay. So, all right, maybe a minute later, Tristan comes up with the truck. He's shook up, right? It's traumatic. But he gets in the passenger seat, and then you just lay his mother on top of your 13-year-old son, correct? Yes. Okay. She's bleeding? No, I didn't see it. All right, but you're a doer. That's why you pulled the corn rake out, and you do things, okay, because kids get injured. But you never heard that you're not supposed to pull something out of someone that's, they're stabbed with? He said he never heard it. You never heard it? Well, maybe I heard it, but I didn't recall it at the time. Okay, so you get in the driver's seat and you start driving. You have to go where? Manchester? Yeah. About 15 minutes? Yeah. Okay. So you pull out of there and you're calling 911, right? Right. Okay, and that corn rake was yours, right? Yes. How long have you had it? It's on the farm when you bought it? No, I bought it from the farm across the street in 2012. Oh, okay, and you always keep it in that red shed? No, sometimes it's in the shop, sometimes it's in the barn. But the last time I saw it, it was on the grass earlier in October. Okay. So you didn't know where it was? No, I did. I thought you said the last time you saw it was on the grass. Yeah, I saw it, and then I moved it into the red shed. Oh, okay. Where did you put it in the red shed? I think I put it on the right-hand side. Okay. Are there any other rakes in the red shed? I don't think so. All right, so there's a sweep auger, there's an old wagon, there's a hay rack with the top cut off that the fertilizer tanks are on. He's going through what's in there, right? Okay, and let's see. Now, Tristan knows how to do the stuff, right, on the farm, and you guys didn't have any music on when you were working, right? But you didn't hear anyone? You didn't hear any trucks or anything? No, just maybe some semis going down the road. Okay, so you can hear semis going down the road, but you didn't hear anyone driving onto your property or anything, or anybody in the red shed? No. Okay, and when you went to the hospital, your family started showing up? Your family, yeah, her parents, step-parents, your sister, friends, family, everyone was asking what happens, right? Yeah, her dad asked you and you said, I don't know, she fell on a corn rake. I sent my son to find her. And then Deputy Thompson, you talked to him, right? And you told him how Amy was dizzy? Yes. And Deputy Thompson, you told him you were with Tristan the whole time? You say, and then he says, you tell Deputy Thompson, I want to see how this happened. You don't say, wait, I have cameras. Let's see if they were working. Okay? So when talking to Luke Thompson, if anyone was on the farm, you were with Tristan the whole time, wouldn't you say that you have cameras? You want to go check out the cameras? And he says Deputy Thompson and Sheriff LeClaire, he was with them a few hours for some more questioning, and you still don't think about the cameras, do you? Nothing about the cameras. Okay. But then, when did you think of it? The next day is when you thought of it? He said, yeah, because his family reminded him. He wasn't thinking, you know? And then when he went there, that's when he saw the antennas on the ground. And obviously, you know, the whole thing was very traumatic. So, yeah, I mean, I saw the antennas on the ground. I knew there was no point to check anything. Okay, all right. And then you had an interview on 11/16 with John Turbot, right? And you told him how you're such a great dad and all of that. Initially, you told him you had a great marriage, and eventually you told him she had one affair, and then after that, you had suspicions about Jerry, right? That's right. Okay. And then when he brought Jerry up at first, you said you had a great relationship with him, and you said Amy just had a great business relationship with him, but you didn't bring up what happened. Okay, and then you got to a point where he brought you some water, and then you told him what happened, and you told them to just keep it professional, right? You put it behind you. You weren't concerned in the least about the rumors that came out in August, right? Okay, you were so consumed with everything else, right? And then after Amy died, you were so consumed with planning her funeral. You were upset, right? Thinking about the accident. And then Agent Turbot says, Todd, this is a homicide. And they said that you're responsible. You killed Amy, right? Okay. And for the first time hearing it, if someone told you for the first time, is that how you would react? And he said, well, I was dumbfounded. Okay, so someone came to the farm and killed her yards away from you, under your nose, right? Is that what must have happened? Yes? Yes? Okay. And so now you know Amy was stabbed 2 or 3 times, correct? Yes. Okay, and there were search warrants, and they asked you to see everything again, Todd, and they kept telling you this is a homicide, right, Todd? But you're in shock, right? Yes. Okay. And you didn't remember or ask about any other suspects. And he said, no, they wanted to blame me. Okay. Do you know today who would want to do this? No, he said. He didn't know anybody that would want to do this. And Amy had a lot of friends, right? No, not a lot, but she had friends. Okay, could you think of anyone that would do this? No. Terry Stainer, one of Amy's friends, you liked her, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, you told Terry about you're suspicious about Jerry, right? In August? Yeah. And Todd, you had that flip phone, right? You can't search for anything, right? No. And you had your own email, and Amy had her own email? Yeah. And you had a laptop in the house and 3 Kindles, phone, iPad. They went through the electronics. Okay, you volunteered to get your iPad, but you say it's at your mom and dad's, and they asked you to get it, but your sister Lynn is the one that actually called your brother Mike to get the iPad, and he hands it to the deputy, right? And this is where they gave 2 different stories. They once said that they gave it to Todd first, and he gave it to the deputy, right? But then now they say he gave it directly to the deputy. And your settings on your iPad, your Gmail account is connected to there, right? He said, but sometimes Amy used it. So with wedding, bride, Pinterest, but there are some things that you did, right? You looked for hunting things and about your combine and stuff like that, right? Yeah. And you looked up Frazier's address, didn't you? Yeah. And you looked up that menopause stuff? Yes. Okay. And remember, you had a phone where you couldn't search from, right? Right. And do you know whose email was connected to the computer inside? No, he said, I don't know. Okay, and all of this killing in ancient times, search for boys being raised like pussies. I assume Amy did those because Wyatt was getting bullied, he said. Okay. And let's see, characteristics of cheating women. You didn't look that up? No. Okay. Ancient cultures to infidelity? No, not me. No idea who did that. Okay. 16 facts about cheating women. Ancient cultures kill adulterer. No, not you. No. Thrill the kill, thrill the hunt. Yeah, that was me. But that was about a movie, Predator, and I was looking up a quote, or it happened to be Ernest Hemingway. Okay. DNA, biodad, how to make sure your kids are yours. You don't remember those? No, I didn't do those. No. Okay. So you suspected an affair with Jerry in mid-July. You heard Jerry say that the affair started around May, right? But that was the first time you heard it, right? Yeah. Yep. Okay, and then what about this? What happens to cheaters in history? Once a cheater, always a cheater. Killing cheaters, 18 months for killing cheating wife. The Aztec tribe. None of this? Nope. Swimming in buoyancy. Oh, yeah, we're swimming in the pond, and we looked that up to see who floats better. Some don't float as well as others, so we did searches. He did searches with his kids, he said. Okay, and what about this? There was some forums, and can my husband read my texts online? And then confronting. You confronted them at the end of July. Does she say anything about Jerry to you? No. So how'd you know this? He said, well, the phone bills. Okay. So then you heard from Jerry and Amy. They said nothing was going on, but you were still a little unsure, right? Yeah. And then about a month later, Amy told you rumors were going around, right? And she was wondering where it started. Okay? Yeah, that's true, he said. And then who looked for how long to survive without food and water, extreme cold and fire? Oh, we were just helping Taylor. Okay, heat stroke, burns, chest wounds, skin cold, clammy. Oh, that was a hunter safety course, yeah. Yep, we were online. It's the course. We had to check the curriculum. They didn't check the curriculum. I don't understand that. Okay. So then on 11/6, you went in for a simple procedure, right, Todd? Yeah. Okay. And what'd you do? Well, we voted, and we went to the hospital, and then Taylor was asking a lot of questions about the surgery, so that's why, I was looking up that stuff about organs. I was trying to show her. Okay. And I've got to go back to okay. And then when you called 911, she starts going on there, you were performing CPR on Amy, right? And she was seated on the passenger seat with the seat down? Right. And then you were using your mouth and doing compressions? Nope, just compressions. And where was Tristan? Well, I had him stand by the road and make sure he could, flag down the ambulance and stuff. Okay. And at this point, you don't think Amy's cheating, right? Even in the months she was moody and everything, right? You just thought she had a lot going on with her grandma and her uncle, and you said she was gone for like 30 days, right? Things must have been a little tense at home. No. Oh, really? Okay. You didn't say you were upset and you needed help. Well, there might have been a little tension, just, because I needed help and stuff. Okay? All right. And then, let's see. You were calling Eileen, right? Because you wanted to tell her things were hard and you needed some help, right? You needed your family helping? Right. But you're not thinking of Amy cheating, right? Right. And you forgot about Jerry. He wasn't in your mind at all, right? Not one worry about her cheating. You're thinking only about helping your wife, right? You'd do anything to help her, right? What are you thinking? I'm trying to get her to come back, he said. Okay, so how long were you doing these compressions? Not long, 1 minute or 2 minutes before the deputy arrived and he took over. Okay, and then she plays the 911 clip, okay? And then she says, what did you whisper? And he said, I don't know, I couldn't hear. And she says, did you say cheating whore? No. Okay, all right, let me play another clip. And then she says, there, did you hear that it's 6 minutes, 53 seconds? Did you say cheating whore? No. Okay, you did not say go to hell, cheating whore? No. Okay, nothing further. So she has nothing further. Then they have a redirect, right? And they said, Todd, the state asked you if Amy wanted to quit on her own after the first affair. And he said yes. And how did she do that? Oh, she did it with a Facebook announcement and a party at a barn. Okay. And when you and Tristan did not see the pet carrier, you're thinking, well, maybe she didn't even attempt to get it, right? And there was a series of questions of where Amy was located in the shed and the advisement of not moving someone, but you had no choice, right? Yeah. And when you last saw the fork, there's a multitude of things in your shed, right? There's a lot of things, and they go into stuffed animals on a wagon, things that shouldn't be there. Yeah, I don't know what the heck they were doing with this. Never went to the office after you left? No. And did you go again when you didn't see the carrier? And, oh, they went into the barn, right? So the closest point from the hog barn to the red shed is about 150 feet, he said. And Todd, why did you search for Jerry Frazier and his wife? Because I was trying to get contact for his wife. And the thrill of the kill, you recognize that quote in a movie, right? Yeah, it was Ernest Hemingway. It was a Predators movie. Okay. Any doubt about that you're the biological father of your children? No. Did you search for anything regarding that? No. Okay. Were you convinced when you called that they were not having an affair? He said he was very convinced that there was no affair. He was very convinced. Okay. And you knew when you were speaking to the 911 operator that you were on a recorded line, correct? Yes. And did you whisper anything like that? No. You were frantic, right? Yes. You were doing everything you could to keep her alive, correct? Yes. And then the prosecution says, how to tell a child is yours, that's a search, but Amy gave birth and those children came out of her body, correct? Yes. Okay. And you said you didn't think that they were having an affair, but when you texted Terry, you said, is she acting like before? You meant like before when she was having an affair, right? Yeah. Okay. And you called Jerry's wife to see if she suspected anything, right? Yeah. Okay. So then, I think that was, let's see, was that about it? My notes are all over the place. I think that was about it for that. Then they went on the closing, and she just said, you know, the only that Amy was not going to see her kids get married and graduate and have grandchildren and any of that because of what the defendant's actions, and he was the only one with any motive to kill Amy. Okay, and you know he didn't think all was hunky-dory. She told everyone she was afraid, okay? And he said there was no one else that was on the barn. And he said he can't let her get half the farm or take the kids, okay? So he waits until she has this procedure. And then he, you know that Carrie Callan texted her and texted Amy after the procedure. And she said things were okay, but they're tense and I don't know what will happen. And then there were emails from Jerry and Amy, and she said she was going to do chores on the farm. So the defendant isolates Amy and he sends her to the shed, and we're supposed to believe a mystery attacker knows that she's in the shed and knows that there's a corn rake in there. Okay, we know no one else was on the farm. And the defendant says he didn't hear a thing. Do you think someone did this and stabbed her 2 to 3 times, and no one heard a thing, and Amy didn't make any noise, and he doesn't call 911 right away because he's a doer. Instead, he pulls the corn rake out, right? And for 6 days, he goes on thinking it's an accident, okay? Not just 1 day, but 6 days, until the police and the medical examiner, they say it's not an accident, it's homicide, okay? And then when he said, oh, I sent my son to find my wife, he was already telling a story, okay? She said, don't take my word for it. Listen to the 911 call. Make the decision for yourself. Look at his actions, okay? The cameras. He doesn't ever mention the cameras, and now there's nothing on them. And then she said, this is it. Amy made her voice heard in this courtroom through the witnesses, through the testimony, and you hear her voice and, give justice to Amy. And that was, I was listening while I was doing the coffee table at this time. So let's see. And then, and the defense, I mean, they ouch. They were not that strong in their clothes. I mean, neither was that, like I said, neither one was anything like a Hubbard in the Jones Jr. case, Tim Jones Jr. case. But the defense just went up there. The guy wore the yellow shirt again that he normally wears. Kind of the same, that yes, she was brutally murdered, but the defendant didn't do this. Someone else did those searches. There's more that's going on, and they don't offer who could have done this. Just that there's doubt that Todd didn't do this, and that the state did not prove that there's nothing there to prove that Todd did it, and there's things that the state's saying like, who's performing, how could they prove that he's performing these searches when there's searches on that same account looking for wedding dresses, and Todd wouldn't be looking for wedding dresses. So that's pretty much the crux of it. And then the jury got instructions, and then they went out. All this evidence is circumstantial. Yeah, right, Jamie. So we have to see what happens, but someone broke into the house to search on Google. Well, it was the iPad, and they're saying the iPad was kept in the tractor, and it was kept in the shop, and other people had access to it. It could have been his nephew. It could have been, his brother. His brother was using it. So how do you know it wasn't his brother? Maybe his brother had a cheating wife. So it's going to be, I mean, what do you think here? Okay, how many of you, if you were on the jury, would vote guilty? Put a G. Put a G for guilty. And an NG for not guilty. So it's like a mixed bag, kind of. Maybe with guilty, maybe a little more, a few more, but undecided for Frugal. Not guilty, only because there's doubt. The prosecutors didn't prove their case. Von Solo. You're half and half. So it sounds maybe the jury might be deliberating for some time if everybody's as unsure. There's a lot of people that are unsure here. Now, here's what I want to say. What were the because like again, I was with the coffee table, and when the jury instructions, let's just say that they can't find him guilty of doing that, but the act that he pulled the corn rake from her and he didn't call 911, is that he can't get anything? There's no involuntary manslaughter if that would have caused her death. There's nothing like that, right? No. It's not even like the Good Samaritan, right? Isn't that the Good Samaritan thing where nobody wants to offer aid or help or something because if they do something wrong? Where's the DNA? Well, they couldn't because they said the corn rake, because he had touched it, it was a farm tool. It wouldn't have worked. There were only 2 drops of blood. He didn't have any marks or injuries, but he had a lot of layers on and farm gloves and stuff like that. Also, her fingernails. Hi, Diana. I don't know, Ivy Lynn. I mean, when I think about it, how could it not be him, right? Who else would it be? Who else would it be? Literally, it could be him or it could be the son. I don't think it was the son. How come they didn't say it could have been his brother Mike or his mother? Like, or what if it? They all live. How come they didn't even? I don't know. Did they question them at all and make sure they were somewhere? Because what if he had his brother do it? Let's say that. What if he sent his brother to do it? If his brother had an interest on that farm, let's just say, right? And maybe he said, "Look, she's cheating on me again. She's going to freaking get half this farm. What the hell am I going to do?" I know Jerry's son and wife, but I'm saying what about one of the brothers? Right. So that's what I'm saying. It would be the son or him, or what if he asked one of his brothers to come and do it? That was not a DNC. It was not a DNC. It was an ablation. Completely different than a DNC. Or it could have been Todd, but I'm saying why didn't I am sure that they had the medical records because it was an endometrial ablation. That would be very easy to check. Don't you think, Von Solo, if they really wanted, if they had evidence that she had an abortion, they would have brought that up to show he had even more motive for murder? No, I don't believe that at all. I believe it was the endometrial ablation. I never heard Todd say DNC. She didn't have an abortion, Anna. She did not. She had an endometrial ablation. No, an ablation is common when you're bleeding like that. It's one of the procedures they can do. It is a very common procedure if someone's bleeding heavily. Right, which is an ablation. That will it actually burns the lining of the endometrium, so it doesn't, they don't even get periods anymore after that. They also can't have children after that. Yes. You've had, right. My sister had one too. For the very same reason. She was totally anemic. So that was one of the things they offered, and she took it. You had one on your heart? Can't that hernia mesh collapse? I don't know what you're talking about there. You had an ablation too because, yeah. So did the defense prove how the accident could have happened? No, they said they didn't have to. They said from the opening argument they were not going to give you another explanation. They were just going to show you that Todd didn't do this. They said to him, "Did Terry describe the procedure accurately?" And he said yes. And Terry said it was an ablation. No, I don't think so, Anna. It's not a very painful procedure. It's a pretty, like Terry said, she went right back to work afterwards. Looking up menopause. Super easy to believe wife would have, yet lies about other stuff. Yeah. No nerves in the uterus, right? Yeah, Diana, a very, very good, strong possibility of that. They found reasonable doubt. Yeah, belly dancer, I agree. I mean, there are a lot that can find reasonable doubt because there's not, what if it was his brother that was looking up the stuff about a cheating wife? What if his brother's wife was cheating? What if they looked that up? But it's just who else would have done this? So then you're stuck with, was it him or was it Tristan? Why would Tristan do this? Then somebody could think, well, maybe Tristan did this because he thought his mother was going to leave. He was upset the mother was having an affair. They wanted you to know that. And maybe he just, look, I can't take this. My mother, I can't take this. And then she's going to take half the farm. But right, I think he truly did it. But I think there's doubt that someone can't say 100% that, oh, I feel really very strongly that he did this. You feel like he might have asked his son to lie? Could be. I think they should have investigated more. I hope the jury gets it right, but this is difficult. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, what happens on Monday, Tuesday, whatever, how long they take. It is unreasonable to think he did not do this. He cannot be excluded at all. Does anyone know the makeup of the jury? I think we did in the beginning, didn't we? I get mixed up now if that's Skylar's jury or Skylar's jury was like 7 women, wasn't it? I don't. You still think it was accidental? How could she accidentally fall 2-3 times? You think that she had 6 punctures, so no matter what, it had to happen again. Yeah, I mean, if they hear the 911 call and they can make out where he says go to hell, because he said on the stand he did not think she was cheating. So if they hear him say that, they know he lied. They know 100% that he lied. And then if he said that, maybe then they'll say, oh no, this guy's guilty. Because he said 100% he had no inkling, no thought of her being unfaithful, not one. It auto-populated. You know why it did that, Von Solo? Because so many people are probably searching for that now. That happens. Since the case, that happens. But he actually typed the words. Remember when they said that because they probably saw that. And they said he actually put, whoever's searching, put those words in, keystrokes, so they know that. It's not that it just populated it. He actually typed those words in. Well, they did say that, but then the defense was showing that she went on trips and she went here and he didn't care and stuff at all, you know. He encouraged it. We don't know who bought the new Jeep. The defense says Todd bought her the new Jeep and gave her $1,500 to spend any way she wanted. I don't know, Linda. I don't know why they didn't. I'm trying to go back in the chat. Oh, hi. There's Danny. One thing you don't understand is that if she was so afraid of Todd, why take the chance? I always seem like saving money by not doing all the tests and investigation. Oh, she's she couldn't have that the second one for some reason, but she's doing okay. She could have hit the rake. Hey, Von Solo, you have any thoughts on this other case? Do you know anything about somebody saying now that, what are they saying now? I asked someone where they heard it. They said that Michael Jones was trying to get back with his first wife and she lives in Georgia. Is that true? Or is that just a rumor? What's going on? Where do we know that from? I can't remember the person that was saying it. You were done with Todd when you figured out they didn't get their cat spayed? You think both this dad and the son are hiding something? You have not heard that. I did see on the county records that he was formerly known as Michael Perkins. Interesting. Michael Perkins. Where'd that come from? Perkins. He was with her for 2 weeks before he crashed the car. You were in a live with Casey's family. You left me. Is that okay? Then I asked you, right? I was the one that asked you. Okay. You left. Oh, okay. That they said it. So, but that's Casey's family. Said that he was getting back with the wife. So when he was with her for 2 weeks, is that when the mother had the 2 little girls? Did the mother have the 2 little girls for 2 weeks? Sarah, is that where when he left the 2 little girls with her mother and said that Casey was sick? It wasn't? Well, where's this wife? Why don't we hear from her? And where is the father still? You've got to be kidding. The father can't still be in Paris. Someone said he filed bankruptcy, but he's got money to go traveling to Paris? I don't know. I'm very confused. This whole case is ridiculous. This other case. I can't. I've never seen a case where they don't come back with a positive ID on the bodies and they don't. I understand, okay, they're saying they don't want to hinder the investigation, but what? Are they thinking other people are involved? What, they've got him. What's going on there? She is not cooperating with the police, and the dad is coming back from Paris, and he's in shock, and he's not talking with the media. But his girlfriend set up the GoFundMe for $200,000. Is that true, Sarah? And then reduced it to $100,000? And why didn't he see? How long was he in Paris? Why didn't he see his kids for 6 weeks? How did he not know they were missing? That was not the girlfriend, Delia? That was someone making a fake account? I just don't get it. I don't get where this guy didn't see his kids if you go to the Facebook page for that woman, you see his family calling her out. Is it what's the name on there again? Is it Cortez? Is it something like Anna Cortez or something? That would be very hard to find. Do you know what what that is? Is that what her Facebook is under, Anna Cortez? Let's see. This case is just ridiculous. Okay, let me see here. All right, 1 second. Whoops, why does that keep doing that? Hang on, now I don't even know what the heck, something just happened like crazy to my screen. All right, let me see here. Okay, so from New York, this is her. Hold on, let me get the chat up here. Where did my chat go? Okay, so this is her, you said, right? Travel lover, doctor, city girl? Seriously? Hold on. Okay, so she did post about them being missing. And then this one says, this has nothing to do with you. The GoFundMe account has been reported. No one will profit off the deaths of my cousin or her children. And then, let's see, this one says, don't you know the majority of GoFundMe are created by a friend or family? Many people were affected and care. There is no more room for hostility or harassment. This is a time for everyone to come together. Richard is the boy's father, and Anna cared about the boy. No, she is the girlfriend. Let the poor grieving family be. She's not trying to profit. She's trying to be there for the man who lost his family to this horrific, devilish act. Well, if this is her, I believe she's a doctor, because I looked this woman up and I said, no, this can't be the woman. But if this is her and this is really her, she is a doctor. Okay. I believe she's in, I don't want to say obstetrics and gynecology. Hang on. Except the family already stated they're not accepting money as of yet, and when they do, it will be direct donations to the funeral home. Okay, this is our family and friends. We are grieving, and okay, so let's see now. We're at school where this is. They are the family. Richard has as much say as the rest. It's his children, and he has power of attorney. If he wants to do a GoFundMe, he has all the rights in the world to do it. They can say no. I think she means can't. Oh, they can say no to a GoFundMe for Casey and her daughters. That's okay. There is no wrong with either way the parent of their child chooses to go forward. Okay, this one says, I'm confused. The two older children have a daddy, and his name is James. Why is it not okay for his girlfriend to create a GoFundMe account on his behalf for the boys he helped create? I think instead of bashing people, we need to come together in ways to help the Bowers and the Jones family. Oh, thank you, Danny. Thanks. Let's see here. Then Chelly Lee, thank you. We need more love. And the dad's name is Richard James Bowers. So far, that's true, guys, okay? What the F are you talking about? Profiting off deaths. He wants to bury his children, and we were harassing on how to help. So an account was opened. Let's not make this more than what it is. Okay? Then I haven't spoken or seen James in about a year. I can't imagine what he's feeling, as well as his parents. Such sweet, handsome boys and sweet family. Okay, now let's see. Just thought I would mention that the power of attorney dies when a person dies. It is not valid, and children are not old enough to sign a power of attorney. Granted, this person has as much right to start a GoFundMe, but I have to agree that $100,000 is a little excessive. The bodies may not be released for a long time. They have not even been positively identified. On that note, this is a terrible tragedy. Okay, now here's an Amy Jones. The amount is not only excessive, but could possibly be insulting to the other family of Casey and all the kids. I understand the bio dad wanting to put his kids to rest with a service that they deserve, but it would add more hurt to separate the kids and, and their mom. A time like this is for the whole family to work together and come together, regardless of past issues or conflict, and make sure those babies stay together and are with their mom when they're laid to rest. The boys obviously love their sisters and mom. It would be heartbreaking to separate them. Please put all other thoughts aside and consider that. Poor James, my heart is breaking for him. Okay, now let's see. The great times we had in Italy. So I don't see missing home. Okay, so, but I know that I looked up something about this woman in Alpharetta, Georgia, and it was like she was either in NYU or Columbia, and okay, she has a dog. A super rainy morning in Georgia. How come she doesn't mention anything about her boyfriend? I don't see anything in here mentioning her boyfriend. Okay, that's her dad, right? Tomorrow's your special day. She travels a lot, that's for sure. And somebody was saying that he was filing bankruptcy, right? I'm getting even more confused as she's traveling all the time. Okay, who? This is kind of crazy, right? Anybody finds this a little nutty? That's her brother. Okay. How come there's nothing about this boyfriend? Okay, here we go. Wow, my boyfriend absolutely surprised me by sharing our love story with Spirit Airlines for Valentine's Day. And not only will we be featured on Valentine's Day with Spirit, but we just got offered a free trip anywhere we want. Okay, my heart goes out to him and his authenticity, his warm and kind heart, and most importantly, his love for me. Thank you, Spirit Airlines. Hi, Richard and Anna. Okay. Well, then there must be a story about them somewhere on Spirit Airlines, correct? Okay, and let's see what else they say about that. Oh, that's so sweet. Nice job, Rich. Can't believe you guys are coming to see me. Wow, this is incredible. You deserve it. I love your love story and can't wait to see where it goes. Okay. Well, maybe she took everything of him off her page because why wouldn't she have taken that off then? Well, okay, wait a minute. Is that him? That does look like the guy in the video, but he looks like he lost a lot of weight, doesn't he? The guy in the video that was heavier, was pretty heavy. That's him? Yeah? Okay. All right. $14 months. So they've been, 14 months in December of 2018. So they started dating somewhere in 2017. Maybe that's why the marriage broke up. Maybe he cheated because she got married in, when did she get married? 2017 or something? I don't know. There she is in France. London. Travels a lot. Ireland. Oh, here we go. Someone was too happy to take this picture. There's another one. Until they depart for Europe. But there's no nothing's tagged for him to go to a page. Oh, here we go. A year ago today, here we go. A year ago today, this guy and I met for the very first time. October 13th, 2017 would have been. I can't believe how fast time has passed us by. I look back to all of our adventures, from countless times to Disney World and New York City, to Tennessee, to Canada, to upstate New York, and now to Europe soon. From smiles to tears together, from even adopting my baby Bubba and calling him his child too, ha ha. I'm so thankful I found you. You were worth my past. You were worth the nights of solitude, the distance, and most importantly, you were worth the wait. Thank you for working hard each and every day to make me your priority and the happiest girl in the world. You are my kind of perfect, and I love you. Upstate New York. This is, where's Lisa H? Is Lisa H in here? This Skaneedles Lake thing, isn't that up by you somewhere? I'm pretty sure that's up in the, yeah, right? It was up Syracuse. Hold on a minute. That's her alma mater. Okay. Toured around my college and didn't even recognize the campus. Syracuse. Okay. Always a New Yorker. Albany. Well, she's in the Albany airport. Where's Lisa? She left early tonight? Oh, there's Paris again. Okay. So that's interesting. Oh, there he is. Took my favorite guy and lover to the Hockey Hall of Fame, the Stanley Cup, though. My guy. Cocoa Beach. Didn't somebody say something about Cocoa Beach? Didn't Graham say something about Cocoa Beach? Gumshoe Grams? Didn't she say, I wonder if they got married at Cocoa Beach? Oh, look at this now. Thank you for showing me around your side of town. Thank you for loving me like you do. I'm so grateful to have you in my life. Love, your best friend. Cocoa Beach, my guy, Sunset. Her name is so familiar to me, though. I swear, I almost thought she was someone I had seen in the chats. I swear. When I first heard, and then I looked her up, and I saw the New York where she went to go. Okay. And then I just didn't think. It looks like her mother passed away. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Is this him again? Yeah. Thank you for filling me with happiness. That picture looks a little odd. Does that picture look a little odd to anyone else? Did she use a filter that looks a little odd? Anybody think that picture looks a little odd? Okay. I look back and you're still discussing the Todd Mullis case. Okay. Thank you for filling me with happiness these past 8 months. Thank you for being so kind, loving, and patient. Thank you for always supporting me, being by my side, even on my bad hair days. Thank you for being the man that you are. I love you with all my heart. Today we celebrate us. The love of my life. The man, the one who always surprises me, takes care of me and loves me like no other, the one who paddle boats me around Central Park, supports all my decisions and loves me unconditionally. I thank you for all you do for me. I love you more than words can describe. Thank you for being with me and in getting to know my side of town. I love you, Rich, so very much. You didn't think it looked like the filter made it look like he was wearing lipstick and makeup, Bella? I don't know. It looked to me from my side that he was wearing like makeup. Okay, blessed to be having a beautiful night with my significant other and having dinner on a ship over the Hudson River. Okay. Spade. Kate Spade just didn't die in June. Did she? Kate Spade died. Kate Spade didn't die this. Oh, that's the last June. Okay, we're back in 2018. Okay, I was going to say. Volcano that I climbed in Guatemala. Oh, here we go again. Midnight, it was June 2nd, another year of life, another year of growth, another year of good health. As you get older, the question, so that this is his birthday or hers, but the things that I need are the things I wish for: a good job, love, good health from my family and friends. I want to keep living to change lives. Oh, it's her birthday. Okay, good. Because his birthday, I think, is around this time the sun was, right? Okay, so that GoFundMe is his. Somebody said no, that was fake. Somebody said, right? I thought, and that she was being called out as it being fake, but it's not fake. He is the father. Okay, so she met him around October of 2017, which we're coming upon. This was Christmas. That would have been the Christmas right after she met him. Roasting marshmallows, okay. All right, now we're getting very close to the month that she met him. One day I will no longer be flying from New York City to Atlanta. I've decided that I will just stay in New York City. The worst part is saying goodbye to my parents. I thought her mother, unless she was just, love them to pieces. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for being so good to me and loving me the way you do. I couldn't be more blessed with such wonderful parents as yourselves. Okay, so here she is. This is not even a month after she met him. When your boyfriend's mom, so she's already met the mom and everything. That moved very quickly, right? Already knows you well enough to know what you like and sends you a great read. I'm so excited to start this book. Thank you so much for the thought behind the gift. Love and appreciate you. And that's that Joy that's the lady that invented those hangers and stuff. Mangano, whatever the heck her name is. Okay. Her parents, okay, I guess her mother didn't pass away. It was just weird the way she said the thing before. Oh, that's good. Thank you for making today so special, for loving me the way you do. This is like 3 weeks after she met him. You got that book at Ollie's? Yeah, I think I saw it there, Veronica. Okay. You should. I got that book at Ollie's. I hope you did too. Okay. And then October 17th, isn't that when she met him? So that's it. Interesting. Okay, so the biological dad and the girlfriend, correct, Sassy? Yes. All right, so what did we learn tonight? What did we learn tonight on the show? Okay, we learned that, yes, he's really with this Anna Cortez. Yes, she started that GoFundMe. Yes, I guess they're in Paris. We don't know didn't we learn? We don't know when is the last time he saw his children. We don't know what he's doing. People are saying something about a bankruptcy. We learned don't fall on rakes. 3:30. What time is it? 3:38. Where's Lisa? Lisa was here before. What happened? She must have fallen asleep at the wheel. Not the real wheel. You know what I mean. The wheel of YouTube. Okay, so hang on a second. Oh, there you are. I'll be gone in the dark. I'll be gone in the dark. You did? Really? Oh my gosh, that's crazy, Lisa. That's already on the bargain books? Wow. Hardcover or soft? So who was saying that he filed for bankruptcy and all this stuff? I'm going to check something because I know that when I looked at, just hang on a minute. Don't go away. Oh my goodness. Why is this coming up? How come when I search, listen to this one, I put into Google Ana Cortez, Alpharetta, Georgia, and do you know what the second thing is that came up 2 times, no less? Loving, responsible nanny needed for 2 children. But it's actually, there's a city, right, in Washington called Ana Cortez. And so but I know that, hang on, let me get this out of here. I know that when I looked her up before, yeah, Faces of Life, there's something called Life University, a world leader, and it says Ana Cortez, the doctor you don't dread. I think she's a chiropractor. Let me see here. Here, there's a there's a website. It's Thoroughways Wellness, Alpharetta. Okay, and let me see here. Where about the team? Our team. They might have taken her off this. Now she's not here. Okay, wait a second, because there was like a cached page and it started to tell about her. It said Ana Cortez is a native of New York and a graduate of NYU who moved to Georgia to obtain her master's degree in positive psychology from Life University, but that was probably a while ago because she's not on the website, but I thought for sure I saw that. And she says doctor, that I thought she was. I don't know where I read it. Hang on, let me try one other thing. NYU. She left NYU and applied to Life University's Doctor of Chiropractic. What is this? That was in 2015. Here it is. Look. Okay, this is from, where are we? 4 years ago now? Yeah, over 4 years ago. This is May of 2015. Hang on. She didn't fall in love with just one graduate program at Life University. She fell in love with 2, but leaving her native New York City for the southern city of Marietta wasn't her original plan. After earning her bachelor's degree in psychology in Syracuse, New York, Cortez's goals hovered between medical school and psychiatry or continuing her education in psychology. Cortez had a superstar mentor in Dr. Oz, who teaches at Columbia University and hosts the Dr. Oz Show. She was interning for Dr. Oz as she pursued graduate school in psychology at New York University, slowly realizing that medical school wasn't for her. At the end of the day, I feared going to the doctor. Every time I went to the doctor, there was going to be bad news, she said. So I said, you know what? I want to be a doctor where people can go and you don't get that anxiety going in. That chances are I might have X, Y, and Z. And she hoped to be a doctor patients didn't dread to visit. And that with a naturalistic approach, she could help her patients be preventative in their health care. Dr. Oz and I had a talk where I wanted more of an alternative healthcare approach, said Cortez. When Dr. Oz invited a chiropractor over to his show for a segment, Cortez sat in the audience and then spoke with the chiropractor briefly. Out of my own curiosity, I went to his office, and then I became a patient of his, and then his colleague's patient, she said. Though she was a year into her graduate studies in psychology at NYU, Cortez began shadowing her new chiropractor. She knew she eventually wanted to do something with psychology, but something about Chiropractic was calling her. She left NYU and applied to Life University's Doctor of Chiropractic program. I got my notification of acceptance. Okay, so she's a chiropractor. Okay, let's see here. Now splitting her time between studies, but this is 2015. So she graduating with her master's in positive psychology in 2 quarters and with her doctorate. Okay, so she graduated, if she kept on this course as a chiropractor in 2017. She intends to move back to Syracuse, New York, and establish her own practice that will incorporate coaching into the chiropractic analysis. She knows the difficulty of building confidence and strength and hopes to give her patients a complete foundation of wellness. Sometimes you create that self-doubt for yourself when you don't perform as well as you could on a test, in class, on lab day, whatever it might be. You always want to have a base of, okay, I can do it. Okay, so we learned some more about her there. And shouldn't we look at the husband? Danny, that's a great idea. Why don't you start looking and tell me when you found his Facebook page or something? And I'm being totally serious, not sarcastic. Web sleuthing is a team sport. You're sending an email to me, Carla? Okay, good, thanks. Let me see if I've got an email. I'm just going to move away from the chat for a minute. I don't have anything yet, Carla. You're right, Anna Nelson. I have never seen any of that candy. Never. Not at all. That's weird. It doesn't even look like candy. It almost looks like boxes of granola bars. Is Margie here tonight? I think Margie isn't Margie getting married this week? Is Margie getting married this weekend? I just thought of that. Well, there's Margie. Margie, I didn't see you before. Are you getting married this weekend? No, you're not. Okay. I thought you were getting married this weekend. I don't know why. Oh, no decree yet? Oh, darn. You didn't know about channels like this until the Watts case? But, Chuck, there are no other channels like this. We're an original. What am I going to do? I still have this fly running around. Do I know? Oh, Diana, the connection between the girl on the screen and the Jones case is she is the girlfriend of the biological father of the 2 oldest boys, Cameron and Preston. with the father. Put the link here in the chat. Okay, you're telling me to put it in the chat? That's kind of, put the link in the chat for this woman's page. Okay. Please, Carolyn, could you put this in the... I just put it in, and I only got 2 that came up. Would you believe that? Do it now! What the hell is wrong with you? There you go. Where's the link you're supposed to be putting? You're supposed to be emailing me, Danny, with the father. I'm checking, Carla. I just checked before and I didn't have anything. I'll check now. I said, well, Danny, why don't you find that, please, for us? Didn't I? I thought it was like really sweet. Okay. Okay. See, Carla knows what team sleuthing is. All right, Carla's sending me the... Here we go, okay. So let's see. Carla, did you I got to go back to the chat for a minute and ask Carla something. Carla, was this information that you obtained legally, and is it public information before I post it? Okay, thank you, Carla. Can I publish it to the chat? I'm going to publish it to the chat. Carla said it's okay. Okay, let's see. All right, so it says Richard James Bowers III, Georgia Northern Bankruptcy Court, filed July 19th, 2019. And then, so it looks like credit counseling, payment advices, auto docket of credit card, meeting of creditors, Chapter 7, notice of appearance, certificate of mailing, meeting of creditors, certificate. But now look, what is this request for 521 dismissal? What's the dismissal? So is he not? Maybe the girlfriend helped him out, you think? He's abandoning the... I wonder if Anna knows about his bankruptcy. I'm sure she probably does. Okay. So... Hold on a minute. I'm going to go back for a minute here. Okay. is this about? Hold on a second. Wow. This is really weird. This is really weird. What the heck is this? Okay. All right. I thought this was his obituary. There was an obituary for Richard Bowers III of Georgia, and it said he passed away on July 13th, 2009, and he was born in Ocala, Florida. That's weird. There's a lot of coincidences there. But it can't, that's definitely not, let me see. Parents, Rick and Mary, sisters. Anyway, but yeah, this guy was 35. So, all right, but could that be, no, it can't be his dad or any, no. But he's the third, but that's just weird. Okay, that was weird. Thought he faked his death or something. Sorry to get you alerted for nothing. I'm not fine. How's Danny doing? Because Danny, you have some more on him? You find his Facebook page or something? Where's Danny? Danny, did you have any luck getting that link yet? I'm just trying to find Danny. Looks like Danny checked out. That's a shame. Oh, that's a shame. That's crazy. I'm just trying to. I'm here. I haven't fallen asleep. I'm not like Lisa. No, sorry, Lisa. I am just trying to find. I'm trying to. Tammy Bowers, Michael Jones Jr. is charged with murdering his wife and 2 biological children, and then the 2 children from his wife's previous marriage, who would be fathered by the boyfriend of this Anna Cortez that we were looking at her Facebook page, who then started a GoFundMe page, but there's so many questions. People keep asking why I have no content on my channel. It is my choice, though. Oh, you don't have to have content. There's a lot of people without content on their channel. A family member of the bio father of the two boys. Okay, no. Robin, I guess you weren't with us. Did you just come into the chat? We went to the Facebook page and they might have called her out, but then there's people that called right back and said they had every right to do it because he's the biological father of those two kids, and that no one had any right to tell him he couldn't do that. And they said they could say to do it, not to do it for Casey or for Casey's two youngest children, but they had no right to do it when he was the biological father. He had every right to do it. That's what we just went through. Not saying that, it's legit or, where the money's going. No, I'm just saying what's happening. Because someone made it sound like it was not legit, like it really wasn't the father. And no, it is. So Danny checked out. Okay, now my chat is stalled. Carolyn, I doubt it's why you need to GoFundMe page to the extent of $100,000. Diana, it started at $200,000, I heard. I have those same questions, Diana, that you have there. Where did you read that, Robin? It will be mine, belly dancer. So the chiropractor didn't want to marry him while he was in so much debt trouble. You tried to read what a 521 dismissal was, but what happened? I think we've fallen down a GoFundMe rabbit hole. Questionable, yes, but does it matter? No, not really. I mean, just that we found out information about the girlfriend and when their relationship started. So, Bella, I think that rabbit hole did get us some information, right? Was it worth it? 100%, I think. We found out a lot of information we didn't have before. That they travel a lot. That their relationship started in October of 2017. That she is extremely over the top, mushy, very early on. Sounds a little bit needy. I don't know. She could possibly scare some guy off, but maybe not this guy. Okay. Just my own opinion. And we found out about her. And so the GoFundMe did lead us. I mean, do we have to really worry about the GoFundMe? No, but we know now that it is his girlfriend. There are pictures. And there's a timeline that remains consistent as we went down the page. In your opinion, it's interesting, choking on ashes? Yeah, I think so too. Carolyn, may I ask what it is that you are, that I am enjoying eating? I was eating a little bit of trail mix, and I did have it on mute until I had to answer a question. Right, and Carla says, this is what we do, and if you want to give, you can. Thanks, Jojo. Okay, so there is a mention of his sons under the GoFundMe, not in her posts of them, right? But it looks like there were things taken off, right? You found out he had boys and then returned them. Did I? Did I read that in there? You're good, Margie. I've read so much I didn't even know that. I forgot. That's why I need to be taking notes in the notebook. And she's a chiropractor, yes. And you found out on who did what drawings? In one of her pictures, it shows her doing a neck manipulation. Oh, right. Well, we read that. You must have just got here, Robin, because we did go through that. We went through her schooling, and we read the University of Life and all of that stuff. And Dr. Oz, did you know about Dr. Oz, Robin? I think Danny wanted that link and he ran with it. Didn't give back anything in return. Who would have thought? Dr. Oz. And Dr. Oz is into true crime now. Don't forget that. Do not forget that Dr. Oz is into true crime. So Dr. Oz may... very well may be getting, going into this case on his show. But no, did she say she had dealings with she interned for Dr. Oz, though. She was tight with the Dr. Oz. You must have missed that part? Oh, dear. You never know what you're going to miss when you go for a snack or a nap. Carolyn, sweetheart, I have my sister's... What do you have? Your sister's what? Bridal shower. Oh, boy. So much to explain, and I don't want to go, but it would kill my parents. Oh, okay, you don't want to go with bags under your eyes and all that stuff. You go have fun at the bridal shower, play some games, eat some good stuff. Have fun. I haven't been to a bridal shower and I can't even tell you. Okay. Probably don't even do them the same anymore. Do they still remember when they used to have those wishing wells? Bring something for the wishing well. They used to put that big parasol up over the chair. And then they made the hats of bows. That sounds so crazy. Okay. They're still the same? Really, Danielle? Wow, okay. She's having a wishing well? Absolutely. I'm trying to remember. I think I had a wishing well. You rented it, right? Because they rented the big parasol thing over my chair, too, so I'm sure I had. They're not a big deal over there choking on ashes? Okay, so I don't know. Danny gave out. He didn't come through. Your mom made it? Good. Your mom's crafty. She should have a video. You're not a fan of Dr. Oz, Jamie said. Choking on ashes, never been to a bridal shower. Your grandma used to call me all the time to tell me what Dr. Oz says. Well, Dr. Oz says, I missed that. Oh, she sews? Danny was scared with the sarcasm. Good, because I was putting it on there pretty thick. You're not a fan of Dr. Oz either? Probably don't even think he's a real... I don't even really think he's a real doctor. I think he's a faker. He's ridiculous. He's always trying to peddle his snake oils for everything, right? What is this? I don't know. I don't know what it is, Casbot. It just might just be there a little bit. You can see me. Why does Sassy say she can't see me? Can somebody see me? He highlights recognition. You don't know who Dr. Oz is? Yeah, I saw that, Frugal. You can see me? Okay. He was a very good cardiologist. No, Kathy, I'm just teasing. I'm just being sarcastic, Kathy. We see you, Sassy Darcy 1, and we see Carolyn. That reminds me, Darcy, Bella, that got me on a rabbit hole, Bella, because I haven't been watching that. Freaking Darcy has a new boyfriend, and so does her twin sister. And now, like, what is she, jealous of the twin sister? And then the guy's like, this is crazy, you're both acting immature. And she's like, I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, 90 Day Fiancé. I have a lot of catching up to do. That's crazy. Is it going as well as her and Jesse were? Do they have the fights like her and Jesse did? Is she jealous because her sister's boyfriend is better looking? Who's Tom's? Tom Darcy's guy? I just found out about it today. I mean, I'm really behind on it. I thought she looked a little jealous that her sister got a better looking guy or something. They're the 90 Day Fiancé people choking on ashes. We do that here too. Because that is a true crime in most cases. There's a lot of true crime in there. Sassy, you just saw me now? You better get your eyes checked. FBI. She's jealous because, she doesn't know. She goes through all these relationships. She needs to read a book. She needs to read a couple of books, right? maybe he's just not that into you, before she gets all that she's always expecting the ring and the guy's not even into her. And then I just, there's another book, maybe he's just not that into you, but then there's another book, which, not It's a Breakup Because It's Broken. No, oh, that maybe that's what she's always like, she doesn't understand that that's like the easiest way to scare a guy off. Oh, really? Right? She's, well, when am I going to get the ring? Is that what she's jealous that, oh, and that's really going to work. Then the guy's going to be like really, really gung-ho to propose to her, because both twins went on an international date. Oh, boy. And the sister got engaged. Oh, wow. After how long? How long did the sister, she always wants a ring, Jaxie. That's what she did in the other one. Oh, you're going to make a good stepfather. The guy's like 20 years old and Darcy's like 50. Yeah, okay. Crazy. Hi, good night, Kathy. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I don't know why. Is this the guy that she's with? She's got, oh yeah, Jessica. Yeah, she's been on it more than once. The two sisters, they're like, crazy. And she's like, before she even meets someone, she's already married him. Good night. No, that's, oh, good night, Kathy from Texas. You have to go to bed now? All right. You have mass at 8 a.m. Can you pray for all of us, Kathy, please? Seriously. And, yeah, yeah, you would see it. And Bella Max sends me clips. I went down a rabbit hole in between almost getting killed in the shed today. So for those of you that didn't hear, I was almost killed in the shed today. So you can go back to the beginning and find out how I was almost killed and how Jimmy could have been framed for my murder. Well, not framed for my murder. Maybe he was really responsible for my murder. People might have really thought that he deliberately had me go into the shed. He deliberately set that up. He deliberately went down with the tractor so I would bleed to death before he would find me. And he deliberately took all the screws out on purpose. Somebody could think that, and he could be on trial for my death if that happened. You lit a candle for all the... Oh, thanks, Sharon. So sweet of you. Glad... Yeah, I know. The roof fell on the shed, J Bells. The minute I walked out of the shed, it just bang. The big metal rods and stuff, but like spear things coming down. No, I'm not having an affair. No. You can't stand soapy type dramas, so you have no clue. This isn't a soapy type drama. This is, I would say it's raw. Well, how would you describe it? You wouldn't describe it as a soapy type drama. How would you describe it? Bella Mac will probably describe it well. Definitely not a soapy drama. No, not at all. Right, Casmon? Yeah. It's real fake life. Plain entertaining, Kristen says. Hey, somebody's going to have to go. Lisa, I'm going to have to come out and see you on Long Island because I don't know what's going on and what's happening with the decoupage. I think the kitchen witch got you. The kitchen witch. Did Lisa say anything in Slack? I am. She's like, I'm here. I'm like, well, did you get my email? What about the decoupage? You can all go along with me. Pretty soon I'm going to go because she promised us the decoupage. And I don't know. Got us all excited for it. Nothing from her in the craft. I don't know what's going on. What was her husband's name again? Gary? Was it Gary? The kitchen witch. Yeah, there was a kitchen witch over her sink. I don't know what the heck happened. You're about to make a banana bread? You have very ripe bananas right there, about 3 of them. Are you putting nuts in it or no nuts? Mom is a depression fat, thinks most shows have silly people, silly lives. Mom is a depression. Oh, it doesn't say fat. I don't know what that says. You have a kitchen witch over your fridge? Want to show us how you made it and let us make one along with you. You're a kitchen witch? Yes, yes, and yes. You've been divorced for years. The thought of going out on a date makes you barf. You just don't have the energy. Really? Okay. You're in a rare state of wakefulness? Oh my gosh, you see this fly? Get the freak away. "90 Day Fiancé is really weird." I just don't know. I want to tell these older women, what the hell? You wouldn't catch me dead if something going. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a 27-year-old. I think I'm gonna go for 30. I have sons that age. Number one, okay. Number two, that's just ridiculous. Okay. And then, I don't know why he's on Tinder, and well, maybe because he's 20 and you're 32. And or that's that Ashley, but the other ones are even worse. I don't know. You can't. You gotta. I don't know. I think the same. Don't think that I think the same for the men. The 61-year-old with an 18-year-old, and then he tells her, "Don't touch the window." And he tells his kids, and she's like, "I'm not your kid," but she's younger than his kids. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? Guess what? You better be a good witch. Kitchen witches are always good? Good. Ashley's age difference was a mess? Yeah. How could she expect that she takes a 20-year-old and she has a history of cheating guys and she takes a 20-year-old home? Do you remember the guy that had the 18-year-old that wouldn't let her touch the window? Oh, there were a lot of that. They don't do that so much anymore, right? Remember the one that he made her sign the big prenup? But they're not doing a lot of them on there, are they? They kind of stopped that, right? The really older guys and the younger women. Bella, are they doing many more couples like that? I don't think so. Maybe people said it was kind of creepy. I think so. Yeah, I think so, Roger Rabbit, Mrs. Roger Rabbit. Rebecca and Zaid. I love Cook My Sister so much. Now it's older women with men half their age. It's gross, especially because the women. I searched Facebook and could not find anything. I tried several versions of his name. You've not seen. See, I think people got really. I mean, that 61-year-old with the 18-year-old, and he told her she couldn't have children. You really want a dog, Jamie? Cougars. I just don't know what the heck you would even. I don't know. I think especially if you have kids, like that 61-year-old, he had daughters that just, I don't know. It makes it doubly gross. Not too much, Jamie, except get your hands off the windows. I never liked when my kids do that. I'm not your kid. I'm surprised that is the one, Bella Mac is the one that sold the plus size bras and lingerie. Is she back in another relationship on the show somewhere? He was real thin, and then he got her the same car that he got his other wife, and he did a lot of weird things. You like my thought on Tim? 90 Days the Other Way. I have to catch up on all this stuff. Anna, did you hear me? I checked it out. I said, I've never seen that. It would be like dating your dad. I know, right? Oh, you're not sure? Okay. Let me see, Anna. I think I checked it, Anna. I said I never saw it. Maybe you weren't here. Okay, so you sent me number 2, right? And I said, here, I'll post it up there. I think that they look like granola bars. Not so much candy. Right? To me, that looks like granola bars, just the way the boxes are. Is that kind of like granola bars? I have not seen or heard any of that candy. Nothing. Never in my lifetime. What? Not at all, Anna. Never. And then I sent you 2 emails with candy from Iceland that you have probably never seen. No, I've never seen it. It's so delicious. Thanks for telling me. Right now, I can't sleep. God bless you, your family, and our community. Anna. I'm sorry you can't sleep, Anna. I hope that you can, and God bless you too. Thanks for sending the candy that I'll probably never in my lifetime eat. Especially when I'm craving something right now. Okay. I can't believe Danny just left without even saying goodbye or anything. Lori, I am confused. You say you're the first one in the chat. I can't see you. I am so confused, Lori, because you need to give me the URL to your YouTube channel, Lori. Okay? Because I told you in an email what your name came through as. And that name I did see in the chat, Lori, and did say hello to that person. So could you please send me the URL to your channel, please? Because something is really weird. Gumshoe Graham posted the video of Andrew, but she wants me to edit it a little bit. And I'm going to try to do that so we can play it tomorrow, the key parts of it. Let's see. She was yakking it up with a lot of people. I'm getting a little hungry. Okay, I think I'm going to have more toast. Something, I don't know. Let me go back to the chat because I think it's about that time. Yeah, I know you're all falling asleep. You hurt your shoulder. Gumshoe Graham is awesome, isn't she, Margie? Okay, so I don't see a Lori. It's not spelled that way, Lisa. It's really complicated, and it's a very, very complicated story. And yeah. Hope your shoulder feels better. What happened to it? It tastes nothing like granola bars. Well, that's good, Anna. You have read somewhere. Where did you read that, Robin? Is it just someone's opinion, or is it something more credible? Because she looks like she's clinging to him pretty hard. Anyway, you guys are all going to bed. I think I'm going to go to bed too. Good night to everybody. Good luck at the bridal shower tomorrow, Danielle. Let us know how it went. Let us know what she got in the wishing well. And see if somebody always sneaks in a baby bottle. They always do. Okay, and what the heck is this? What do you mean, Robin? What the heck is this? Okay. This is normal times. Come with the facts. So, all right, let's see. Everybody, good night. Thank you to the moderators. Thank you to everybody for being here. Danny, I expect the link tomorrow. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye, Karen. Bye, Jeanette. Bye, everybody. Diana. Hennessy. Who else I missed in the High Frugal? Kathy. Bye, Kathy. Bye. Bye, Judy. Bye, Casbat. Bye, Liz. This should be something I say goodbye now. You guys should all like file out of the room. Bye, Diana. Bye, Jay Bells. Bye, Sharon. Bye, Jessica. Bye, Bella. Bye, Sakura. Bye, Pet Nanny. Bye, Anna. Bye, everybody. Okay. Bye, you go girl. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Bye, D90. Bye, Judy. You going to sleep? Okay. Bye, Sassy Darcy. Bye, Jennifer.